I am not my breath. I am not even my body. I move beyond thinking. I move beyond thought. I move beyond even a single thought. And I invite Samuel and my guides to speak through me. Welcome back. He thinks it's strange. We speak of the weather, how pleasant it was today, a touch of spring in the air, and yet we know that is not the case. There is more of this winter weather coming. Fits and starts, good and bad. This new political environment is just that, is it not? Fits and starts, good and bad. To say things have been stirred up a bit is an understatement. We have mentioned before this is but an opportunity for change to come forth. Yes, we know when these old energies rear their head, they are disquieting. But also know you must respond with love. This one we speak through was sent an email today characterizing this president as a young soul finding his way. And yes, as old souls, you watch this and you wonder, how in the world could we be here? For there is a purpose to all this. Of that we are all so very certain, are we not? How easy it would have been if the other had won the election, and we would be going about our days not concerned about politics, not concerned about things that needed to change. Dear ones, in that regard, this time we are going through is necessary to stir others to action for the highest and best of all concerned. Know that no matter what, you are always surrounded by love. Your guides are always with you. This is a time for you, old souls, to shine your love and light ever so brightly, even towards the ones you think deserve it the least. They are the ones that need to see the light. They are the ones that need to be exposed to the light, to the love of what you are. Each in your own way, but be the light, dear ones. Be the love. Radiate that love from your heart. Express that love with your eyes wherever you go, wherever you turn. whoever you meet. Radiate love. Notice if you feel the news or discussion is lowering your vibration, take note to center yourself and radiate love. Meet it with love. Again, look for the light, for there is much light in all of this, expressing in new ways. This one was reading about some of the situations. One of the foreign actors at the Screen Actors Guild tweeted about this immigration ban and received a very scathing tweet in return. And when we say respond with love, this is an example. Rather than get into a war with the one who sent him that scathing response, he used his name for a fund me for refugees that has already garnered over $700,000 in donations. So there is light shining brightly in all of this, dear ones. Pay attention. Have not we said, and have not you read, and have not you noticed that things need to be brought to the surface if they are to be transmuted? Are there any questions, dear ones?
Would you suggest staying off Facebook as well as turning off the TV?
Dear ones, again, it is a personal thing. If you feel you are being dragged down by those things, yes, check out, sign off. For you can do much good in your own environment.
Well, that's another thing too, as far as active participation or being in our own environment and staying centered in love.
Yes, we are not telling you to stand on a soapbox and preach to these people. We are just telling you to be a radiant beam of loving energy wherever you go. Do not allow yourself to get dragged into arguments, for all that is doing is lowering your vibration. And what is needed now for all these old souls is to be bright, shining lights of love. And know that if you just sit there and send love, radiate love to those in power in this place you call Washington, they are receiving it. There is no place your energy cannot go. It is your intention, dear one, your loving intention that directs that. Is that not how remote healing works? And is there not some serious healing that needs to be done? But again, we state, this period of time we are in is going to be somewhat tumultuous, you might say.
So as we go about our daily things, whatever it is, whether it's driving down the road or sweeping the floor, if we say, every time somebody comes into our head that causes us anxiety, say, I love you, Donald Trump, and just keep saying, I love you to whoever,
send
whatever
them
situation
love.
comes up.
I did that with a coworker once, and it just transformed the relationship. So,
Yeah.
and I thought about doing that today when some things happen like that.
That is the thing, dear ones. As she said, when someone pops into your mind, send them love. or a situation pops up, send it love. There is no greater healing power than love, sent with intent, sent with an open heart.
Well, we really have quite a lot of avenues now. I mean, the internet is popping open with all kinds of meditations and healing kinds of things, and the people that have been light workers for decades are leading them, and there's so much available now for us.
Yes.
As never before.
This one, he reads her channel every day. She talked about the pockets of light. And of that there are many, dear ones. We spoke of one just earlier, but there are so many. Stay aware. Be aware. It is so easy, and the media thrives on this. The media thrives on building up the antagonisms and showing you all that is wrong.
I got an email today from someone that had received some information that was channeled years ago. And one of the things he said was that World War III, the reason for a World War III is to cause Israel and the Middle East to annihilate themselves and to get rid of Christianity and atheism in order to bring about, I guess, communism. I don't know who this person channeled. I just know that he was channeled and got this information. I didn't feel like it was good, but it's been around for a long time. I was just curious what your thoughts were on that. He gave an explanation of why each of the World War I and World War II, what was the objective and what had to be done. It was nothing like we think it is. And then he got World War III, which I've been told that the spirits have kept it away and that, we wouldn't have World War III. I guess it depends on whose energy is more powerful. I mean, on the earth, whose intent.
We do not see the forces aligning for such an event. We know people have free will.
I think this is what some of the people on the right are wanting to believe, and why they felt that Obama, was bringing us more into the communism versus, I don't know, it's just...
Well, Cryon is just so optimistic, as he says he's the Pollyanna channeler, that's what people call him. But it's quite different. It's
Right.
quite that there would be peace,
Right.
and that there's so much going on that we don't know. And I know that's when I look at Facebook or I hear anything, I say, well, I don't know what I don't know, and that's a big quote from Cryon. And I always, excuse me.
Debate. We are not saying there are not forces in this that would like to create a World War III.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Some do.
We are saying that the forces of light are much stronger now.
And the forces of light were so apparent last weekend with the Women's March, which appeared to have so much good humor in it and love in it. There was a swelling of love as opposed to anger from all over the world. These people who were marching were enjoying themselves, laughing, being neighborly to one another, being kind. it's not at all surprising, I think, that the feminine energy of the world really coming together to save the world, to save our country and save every country.
To lift it up. Much has been spoken about these old energies that will not go quietly, because what are the old energies we speak of? They are the energies of division and fraught with fighting as a way to get your way. You overpower the other one. What we see in these march you mentioned, and the march in Washington, what we see this weekend as protests erupt in the international airports for these people who are stranded for no other reason than some person signing his name to a piece of paper with no instructions. Just stop. Now there are lawyers flocking to these international airports and working with the people that are stranded. Again, we say, look for the pockets of light. For there is much going on, yes, and there will be those that preach the doom and the gloom is never going to end, and this is the big one. Hold the light. Hold the love that you are and shed it on any situation. Know that you need not even speak. Just send it with your heart. Open your heart. Send love to all those situations that strike your mental faculties. Do not allow yourself to get caught up in the undertow of the negative old emotions, the negative old energies that are arising, for that is just where they want to drag you down to the bottom for a fight. And that's what this is not about. This is about bringing a new consciousness to this planet. A new way of being. One of harmony, one of working together to solve issues. Not that there will not be no issues to solve. There will always be issues. But they do not have to be solved the old way.
So we need to send love to Trump's base, because their thinking is not the same as us. They like.
He's not understanding what you are saying.
We need to send love to the people that support
Yes.
our president,
Oh, yes. Very much so.
because they still feel like what he's doing is exactly on course and perfect.
Oh,
for the
yes.
country.
Yes.
There's so much division. It's not communicating. It's not listening.
Surround them in love and light. All of them.
Is Trump going to survive his term in his presidency? I just have a feeling he's not going to make the whole term.
President Pence is already waiting for him to be impeached. So
Well, that's not good either.
Dear ones, there is free choice. The crystal ball is a bit murky right now. He has stirred up things dramatically, has he not? And he's only been in office for, 10 days?
Yeah. boundaries.
And be careful of what you wish for. For the one he picked as a running mate is not very much different.
I like Trump because he's out there. I mean, we're seeing what he's doing, and his ego is saying, I did this, but Pence would just do it behind the scenes and rubber stamp everything. He's more subversive.
Send them love, dear ones. Do not feed on their negativity. Do not allow yourself to get wrapped up in their negativity. And we know as humans this is difficult because you seem to be bombarded with it wherever you go, whether it's on the radio or on Facebook or in the newspaper, or a friend that just calls and just says, oh my God, did you hear? We did not say this would not be a trying time. This is a trying time.
Should we keep affirming this too shall pass?
In 8 years.
Well, it does. I mean, everything comes to pass, good or bad. It does. It's perfect.
Every storm comes to an end, does it not, dear ones?
We're just in the beginning of this one.
But this is our opportunity to learn to love more than we've ever loved before.
This is why I like Facebook, because people are out there with all this fear, and I can shine my light in that situation. And whether they take it or not, that's their choice, but at least I'm putting it out there.
Again, we say, if that works for you, fine. I mean, that is the one, this one we speak through does that every day. He puts out positive posts. He shares them with whoever chooses to see them. And know that even some that just glance at them still have looked. And yes, maybe they are not yet ready yet to open their eyes to the truths that are spoken, to the love that is everywhere around them. But is there not a tipping point where at some point all of a sudden there is an aha moment? Where all of a sudden what you thought was proper is, oh, I'm not so sure about that anymore. For all things, all storms run their course. And one thing that has become glaringly obvious, that everything that he stated as he ran up to winning the election, he is not backing off. He is charging forth.
Everything he said he's doing.
Like a bull in a china shop, yes. And we look around and see the wreckage and say, oh my gosh.
What he does is he goes in, and it's his modus operandi, he goes into a board meeting, like throws a grenade and gets everyone all upset. But then what they do is they go out and start talking and working to fix it. And that's the way he operates. And so what he did today is creating, people, lawmakers, and everyone to think, okay, maybe there's something more we need to do with the vetting. Maybe there's something that's being left out. So we can look at the good part of
If people slow down long enough to
chaos.
think instead of react right away. I mean,
But that's how he does it. That's how because then he walks away and he lets them deal with the carnage or wreckage, but maybe they'll fix it. Or hopefully they'll fix it. We have to have faith in our government that it has the right things in place to do
equivalent anymore. It's the whole globe. I mean, not just anymore.
What is the one world order? Is that positive or negative? Because you hear it in two different. I'm just saying it's like.
From our perspective, one world order is just words. There are many things that would need to transpire for this whole planet to act cohesively as one unit. Understand where we are as a nation is different than where many other nations are. And to bring them all together. Let us just say, will take a while. There is this consciousness that is trying to raise the rest up with it. This light and love we speak of. There are pockets in the world that are very dark. That will take much energy to raise them to the light. Just as you're seeing in your own country, there is still much darkness here that needs to be dealt with. Sometimes is it not worth looking back just to gain a perspective on how far, how much better things are now than they were? Was it not just a mere 150 years ago that slavery was still considered a viable option in your nation? Much has changed. Much has changed just in the last 50 years. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes that is how the progress is made, is it not? Even though we would like and we would dream that everything would unfold positively every moment.
Would a large centralized government versus privatized companies be better for America?
One of the things that is troubling for your government is the amount of influence that money has. That is why the events that we are speaking of right now that stir up the populace, that get the people involved on an individual level to make a difference, that is what is needed. An upswelling of the populace to say, this is not the way we want this to be. We do not want to exclude people. We do not want to pigeonhole people. We do not want lists of people that are, quote unquote, unworthy because they have this religion. But again, it takes the masses to rise up and say no. And you have seen this in your society before. And yes, it comes with difficulty.
In the next congressional elections, will the people rise and oust what the old energy, the state energy, the energy of greed and comfort zone? That takes education for us.
It takes a willingness on the people out there to make a difference, to vote with their hearts.
They did.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
To be active in pursuing these goals and to be a force of good.
well, I was so proud of New York City. I mean, I just the ink wasn't even dry, and next thing I know, everybody was at the airport, and the taxis shut down. I mean, I thought, wow, this is like instant karma.
And the right was saying George Soros sent all those lawyers over there. It's like, oh my goodness.
City of San Francisco has filed suit against this declaration that he signed, saying the federal government cannot ask local police forces to round up illegal aliens.
Yay.
There are many forces moving that have not even reached the surface yet of people bringing forth, as we said, legal means to challenge these orders that he is writing.
Right.
This is far from over, dear ones.
All the prisons.
And you know just by his nature how combative he is. Whenever he thinks anybody has slighted him, he strikes out in anger. These little Twitter outbursts.
I'd love to ask his wives on the QT.
It is like this one who read the article, they characterized him like a 10-year-old.
It's close.
Yes. He is like the playground bully, and now he feels like he owns the playground.
Oh, no. Well, it seems like the mayors are stepping up and protecting their city and saying that they're...
Again, pockets of light.
Yes.
We're not talking about pockets of light.
Yeah. Well, there'll be a coalition then. All the mayors will get together. All the governors will get together. And then next thing you know, we have our own pot. Yes.
That's why they've given the states the power.
Look what happened today.
We still have to watch.
Democrats stepped out of confirmation hearings and would not even attend, so there was not a quorum, so they could not even vote
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
on
Betsy Boss.
these people he has picked to help him run
Yeah.
the government.
Right.
Finding new ways to make a point. Finding new ways to shine light where there is darkness. Finding new ways to wake up those that said, oh, I voted for this guy. And yes, the coming elections. Do you not think the march in Washington and all the other cities and across the world raising these actions, reactions to his actions? Again, we say, when the populace rises, things will change.
Where were they during the election time?
Pardon?
Where were they during the election?
Well, it never been this way before. We never had somebody like that in the White House that I'm aware of.
No.
Ah,
Nixon was.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you not remember the one they called Tricky Dick? Did he not? Did he not?
I was going to say
that's when I stopped in politics. I remember that night.
And was not one of his actions at the end of that Watergate scandal to fire his attorney general?
Yes.
And did not, somehow, that did not quite work out for him, did it? Again, we say, most bullies have you not seen wind up getting their comeuppance.
Yes. Yes.
And is not that his persona?
What goes around comes around.
Has his family been told to stay away? I heard because there were threats that they were told that. So we haven't heard from any of them.
All of his family,
His
his
family.
personal
Yeah,
family.
that's what I had, that they've been told to to stay away. And there are threats against him. Thank you, Bob.
That is old energy, dear one. Understand what we're speaking of.
Because they say usually the wife is the one that sort of calms him down, but mine is not there.
It doesn't seem that she has much power over him.
It's his daughter that he listens to, it seems like.
I don't think he's listening to her either. From what she said.
Yeah,
She said she tries, but he doesn't.
That's why it is so important as old souls and light workers that you send your love.
As Laura says, our biggest challenge now is to love like we've never loved before. To really put energies into love energy. Strengthen it.
And do not, dear ones, do not underestimate the energy you hold. Do not underestimate your own energy, your own personal energy, and what you can affect. And I'm not, again, saying that you need to be standing on a soapbox on a street corner. All I'm saying is open your heart and send your love to these ones. Send your prayers to these ones. Your intent, your loving intent is powerful.
That's where our power lies. That's how we can affect change. Send love.
As this one spoke of earlier, Carla, how she dealt with an employee or a co-worker and turned the whole situation around.
I even balanced Trump's chakras today. They were so messed up.
For you.
I hope you don't mind, Mr.
He's probably sitting there squirming.
What did he say?
He's probably sitting there squirming.
What's going on?
Gave me that pill. Oh, that was good. Stop cocaine. Get some. That's what I was just
Get
getting
him
some
up
rest.
past the first chakra.
Just get some rest. I was just trying to get him to go to sleep.
Insomnia at 3 a.m.
Well, they said Bill Clinton was like that too, so I guess they have something in common. That much. A lot of energy.
Well,
How
we hear.
powerful it would be if when we awake in the morning to just spread our arms wide, fill our hearts with, expand with love and send it right directly to the White House and to our entire country.
And
And
Congress.
inform our day.
Congress, right. Will we hear anything else from Hillary Clinton as far as being active?
I heard that she was wanting to run again. 2020. I know. I was like,
Hear more from Hillary. If you mean by running again, I feel not. If you mean by not speaking out, I believe she will speak out. But then again, it's just another voice.
she's tweeting more. I have one more question.
Well, that will be the last one.
Okay. They say that there's a group, a Twitter group called Rogue. What is it? Rogue House or the White House or something. And there are people in the White House around Trump that are sending out tweets telling us what's really happening. Some people are saying it's Russians have created this Twitter account, and some saying it's really people there that are taking a big risk and telling, tweeting out what's really going on. So far, several of the things they've said happened just like they said. So that gives you, like they're saying that Trump realizes that Bannon is using him, which was kind of interesting. And I just wonder.
There are those that will risk speaking out. Is not that what the Attorney General did?
Yes.
Well, she was wrong.
But there are those, like you said, that are trying to speak out in ways and stay close to be able to continue to speak out.
Well, she spoke out, but she should have quit. She didn't agree. What she did was legally not right. But anyway, that's another issue.
She did what she felt
Well, so she got
was
fired,
right.
so she could get her unemployment. I mean, she...
There will be those. And did we not just speak of Richard Nixon, how he fired his attorney general? There will be others that will speak out. Again, realize that that is another thing that will awaken people to what is really going on. If he continues to discard people that disagree with him, Congress will take note and will be much less likely to give him blanket support. Many Democrats have already stepped away and said, what? How? There is much going on, just as in every situation, there is much going on that we don't even see yet. And yes, these will be tumultuous times. There is nothing that will not. This is, we bring up Richard Nixon in the 60s. This is very similar time, dear ones. Much is coming to the surface. Much is going to be resolved. And it will not happen overnight.
Thank you, Samuel, for coming and speaking with us tonight.
As always, dear ones, we thank you for being here, for being with us, for sharing your light and love so freely in this world. We appreciate your care and concern, and we know you will leave and you will share your love and light as you have done before and shine it even brighter. And as we have discussed, make it an opportunity to see if you can amp it up even more. Shine it more brighter than you've ever shined it before. Just keep that awareness that when you see something troubling, send it love and light. We thank you. And we bid you adieu. We bid you adieu.
That's our new phrase. Amp it up. I like that so much. Amp it up. When we see anything, we just go, amp it up.
Amp them up.
I love that.
Just put it on Facebook.